If you haven't got a hooping aid that will help hold your hoop steady, it's a good idea to cut a piece of the rubbery type shelf liner and just lay that on your table, and then place your outer hoop on top of that shelf liner. It will stop it just moving about. Next we're going to place the piece of stabiliser over the top of the hoop. If you're using, this is just a piece of paper tear away, but if you're using another type of stabiliser that might shrink, it's a good idea just to steam press. That's press and not iron. Over that we're going to place our piece of fabric. Again, this piece of fabric we have pressed with steam, so we've got a nice smooth finish. The reason we're pressing it with steam is just to prevent it from shrinking should we wash it at a later stage. This particular hoop we're using hasn't got a top and bottom, but we're just, obviously if you have, you make sure you've got the top to the top and the bottom to the bottom, and we're just carefully finger pressing that into the bottom hoop and pressing it down. We're now going to flip the base up, and we're going to adjust the screws so that they are finger tight. Now if we make sure we're popping it out, that one wasn't actually too bad, we didn't have too many wrinkles, but we'd always just pop it out. We've screwed it so that it actually fits the fabric and the stabiliser that we're using. We've just popped it out, we haven't touched the screws at all. So we've placed our fabric back over. This time we're making sure that our grain is running down the hoop and also across the hoop. If it helps, you can draw with a water soluble or air erasing pen, and then we're just going to press the hoop back in again. Now don't forget, we haven't adjusted the screws at all from the last time, because we know that is going to fit our fabric. So we're just pressing it in. Smoothing it out just a little bit, just in case we need to. This might seem a little time consuming to start with, but it actually is going to give you a nicely hooped piece of fabric, which should give you a perfect embroidery without any worries. Snap it all the way round. As you can see now, we've got a nicely smooth piece of fabric in there, and if we just look at the back of it, we see that our hoop is nice and tight all the way round, and that should give us perfect results. Now if you find that after you've hooped it for the second time you still get a small wrinkle, you can just pop it out and put it back in again, because your hoop has actually been adjusted for the fabric and the stabiliser that you're using.